We're all going for Olympic in my household.
Okay, all right. That sounds like an order.
Thanks, Kate.
Thanks, Kate.
Stay with us. Gav has the latest weekend weather details after the break.
This report brought to you by McDonald Jones Homes, building the Australian dream for over 34 years.
Switch on a Daikin Alira X split system with advanced streamer technology to remove more than 99% of harmful indoor air pollutants and surround yourself with cleaner air this summer. Daikin, perfecting the air.
Gav's here now with the weather.
And Gav, it's good to see the sunshine returning for the weekend.
Absolutely. It's a weekend I think we all need, and it's going to be fine as well. Shaping up nicely, in fact, after what has been a pretty wild time right across the entire region. Let's take a look at this evening's weather photo. Now, every single cloud has a rainbow, but you need the sunshine to go with it, and that's exactly what we've got on the way this weekend. Thank you so much to Bronwyn for that photo at Nambucca. Beautiful Nambucca. Who doesn't love Nambucca? The past. Thank you, Bronwyn. Let's take a look at the rain over the past 24 hours. We've had rain here, good numbers right throughout the Greater Hunter here. Solid numbers, impressive in fact, because it was so widespread, and that's why we've seen flooding occur right throughout the valley. We had about 60 to 90 millimetres come on down. Big numbers right throughout Queensland as well. In fact, it's been falling from the WA border all the way throughout the eastern half of the country. So at the moment that big band has cleared, this has been a lovely little column of warm, dry air that moved in today and made for some very comfortable conditions. We've seen the cold air, though, start to sweep in over South Australia and Victoria, producing snow across the Alpine districts and plenty of it. Now, that cold air is going to come through and it's going to affect us throughout tomorrow. So we've got howling westerly winds on the way. It's going to be really quite windy because this is quite an intense low moving offshore throughout tomorrow, and that's going to help with those winds. They'll settle down as we move into next week, but this is a cold air mass that is engulfing all of the southeast. Let's take a look around the nation. It's hot now in the west for Perth. The Alice is much cooler. What a week the Alice has had. Some record-breaking rainfall that came down there throughout the week. Storms in the north, and it's going to be very windy right throughout the areas from Sydney to Brisbane. Let's take a look at temperatures reached throughout today. Well, as expected, it certainly did warm as we moved into the afternoon. The sun came out and it was beautiful after all of that overnight heavy rain cleared after producing substantial totals. Also drying out quickly. We needed that dry air also coming in right across the entire region. Taking a look at the winds, well, we've got the westerly winds and they will be howling from sunrise to sunset. We actually need it. We need a bit of a dry out phase for us. Now the cloud is going to gather throughout the upper parts of the Hunter, and we're going to see generally fine conditions and a little bit of sunshine on the way, as Paul said, right throughout the coastal areas. But we will have to deal with these winds. There will be a bit of a wind chill factor thrown in as well. We're only going to top out into the low 20s throughout tomorrow. So it's a little bit of a cool start to the weekend, but at least it's generally going to be dry. Apart from the upper Hunter, we may see just a couple of showers there occur throughout the upper parts of the valley. Let's take a look at the coastal situation. A little bit of swell pulsing in off that low. Gale wind warnings have been issued. Those westerlies are going to be really, really strong for tomorrow. Now there's an early high. Then we're going to be hitting the low there at about 22:11. Then back to the high again before 5. Sun to rise 5:44, down at 7:33. And we've got the full moon coming up next Friday. Looking at this forecast, it is going to warm. The winds are with us right across the weekend. Settling a little bit on Sunday. Don't mind the look of Sunday, particularly throughout the valley. Only the small chance of a shower there throughout tomorrow. Next week, looking pretty good. And for the Central Coast, also generally going to be fine. Temperatures gradually warming, but not very much. It is going to be a cool November week. Let's take a look at this evening's surf footage. Well, a little bit lumpy, a little bit ordinary. We actually had the southeast weather, westerlies in the morning, then it's switching around to the south, and now the westerlies have kicked back in. Tomorrow we should have a nice little kick off that low that is going to pull away from the coast. A nice little pulse in the swell, and then you've got the westerly winds all day long, but they're going to be very, very strong. But I think there's going to be some lovely, small, clean waves on the way tomorrow.
Thanks, Gav. And that's NBN News on this Friday.
From all of us here, have a great weekend. Good night.
Good night.
Here you go. You treasure that, wouldn't you?